Welcome to this week's episode of Demented Forever. I'm Jamie. I'm here with these crazy guys, Brian, Mike, the Bagman. And before we actually start on this episode, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all the social media platforms. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, give us a follow, show us some love. And yeah, look there. Mike is excited about this. But this is actually our first episode that you are seeing our beautiful faces. So
sorry for Brian.
I hope you enjoy. So yeah, guys, how's the week's been? It's actually Valentine's Day.
Yeah, the day as we're recording this is February 14th, and we all have a special gift, and it's
yeah,
Mike the Bagman.
You are welcome.
Yeah, your friend in horror, and also your Valentine.
My love and lust is universal.
Mike, when did you take this photo?
That was Christmas week of 2024. That was this past year's picture. There was one from the previous year I took at Vinyl Steve's. And actually, there was a picture I never posted because I just looked way too fat in it. But it was which was the one I meant to do all along. It was the George Costanza pose, but with all that Christmas shit on laying on the couch. I'd send it to you guys, but then God only knows how that would get photoshopped. What would be put underneath me or behind me or in front of me?
A lot of eggplants.
It's a rather, it's one of those poses you can do anything with.
Well, I'm already questioning why you had your shirt off in that photo over at Final Steve's house and what you guys are doing on Christmas.
Wow, just
doing Christmas cards. You guys have a whole photo shoot, little spread going on.
Doesn't everybody?
Well, all I say is I vote that every holiday Mike creates one of these photos.
Well, that's the plan.
I would say Mike should make a Christmas card, but he's just so fucking cheap it'll never happen. So that's maybe
unless it's digital and somebody does it for me.
Yeah. As you can tell, folks, the effort is really high there.
Hey kids, you want to earn some money? I'll take the pictures you posted.
Oh man,
Mike the Bagman.
Mike the Bagman, folks.
Sentence
Mike the Bagman.
Wait, no, I was offering him a job.
Oh
yeah, so there. Yes, it is Valentine's Day. So places are packed out here. Significant others are probably all pissed off because that's what happens on Valentine's Day. Oh, I wanted it to go perfect. These chocolates are stale. These flowers are wilted.
So basically, you're telling me Valentine's Day is just as depressing as getting something signed with a Sharpie.
Fuck. And I gave you a shout out in the last Bagman video I did that I sent Jamie yesterday. But it was a fuck you in there, I hope, somewhere. Unless that was the longer version, but whatever.
Was it justified, or is it because you were looking at that American Werewolf figure again?
I pointed out it was 4 of my favorite Kane Hodder autographs, and they were all on plastic, and they were all signed in either Silver Deco or a Molotov pen.
And overpriced.
And they looked good.
No, they were all free.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, I've actually only paid for 2 Kane Hodder autographs.
You hear that, folks? You hear that? Our friends in horror, as the dimwits say. It pays to be friends with the stars.
Oh, Kane Hodder is
for free.
Pays to stalk the stars, is what Mike is going to say.
It's not stalking. If they want you to go there and check out whatever they're promoting, it's all part of the deal. Oh, yeah, you come see my movie. We'll talk about it. I'll sign some shit before or afterwards. It's all good. Hey, maybe you'll post about it. And there you go. So
Mike is known in 7 counties.
It's been a slow year. But then it's still only mid-February. I start over every year.
Mike did. He sent me a couple of Bagman segments, so those will be going up soon, up on YouTube and all that good stuff. But you did a great job, Mike. I love seeing your collection. Half the time I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, should I let him know now to put that on my wish list of things to use to me? Or
I mean, how many times in your life have someone said that to you?
Me?
No, what you just said to him.
Oh.
Yeah, no one's really proud of Mike. So.
Yeah, this is the first I've ever heard. But I actually texted you folks a picture of something I just purchased and is on my wish list. For whatever reason, I don't know if I should have bought it, but the price, if it's the actual legit item from Trick or Treat Studios, then I got a great deal. And now I just have to get it signed by 2 different actors, former actors, whatever you want to call them. Whose names escape me right now, but basically I bought the axe from Trick or Treat Studios from Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Brian's is awesome. I hate to compliment his collection, but he's got that axe signed by the killers from the first 2 movies, and it's beautiful, and I want it, but I'd rather have my own. And I'm sorry, Brian, is that signed in white or silver paint pen?
That is a white Deco paint pen.
That's a great color to get. It represents the snow from those movies. Naughty and Punished are written on either side of the axe blades, and it is a great piece for your collection. That replica double-sided axe from a really fucked up Christmas movie that was trumped by Terrifier 3. So all the people that complained about Silent Night, Deadly Night, all those moms back in the 80s who didn't even see the movie, Terrifier 3 you definitely saw the influence in that. It was much, much, much more cruel and brutal and shittier and longer. According to Brian.
We know Brian's a huge fan of it.
But wow, yeah, it's a cruel movie. It's bloodier, the Terrifier 3. And actually, I've got a Terrifier 3. I got some Terrifier 3 stuff to talk about because
that's unfortunate.
We're going to talk about CreepyCon, right?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. It's CreepyCon.
Yeah.
If you want to say it correctly, but it's CreepyCon.
It's really CreepyCon. I don't know who the guys are that are the curators who run that convention, but the name is fucking dumb.
Nick and Anthony Mulkey. Good guess.
They're very nice guys. I met them because we actually had media passes, which was really cool. I was hanging out with Savage Scott at CreepyCon. I kept calling it CreepyCon.
Everybody calls it CreepyCon.
And I kept getting corrected. So I've been very careful in trying to remember to call it CreepyCon.
Well, I had a good time.
Out of respect. It was great. Yeah, it was a great convention.
But CreepyCon's better. It flows. Now you're stopping in film and radio or whatever. You would not say creepy. You would say creepy because you're stopping the flow of the sentence.
I feel like if someone was like CreepyCon, I'd be like, "What the fuck did you just say?" like
creepy.
Yeah. It's CreepyCon. It sounds cooler. I'd rather be like, "Hey man, where are you going this weekend?" "I'm going to CreepyCon." "Where are you going?" CreepyCon. Cool. Good luck with that.
It's Creep Inland Empire, which is a town or whatever neighborhood. I don't know what you want to call it. Province.
Well, Mike, I'm just going to try real fast. Sorry, I don't know the kind of Inland Empire. If I'm coming from out of state, I think I give a fuck what the Inland Empire is. I just want to know what the goddamn CreepyCon is.
Well, all right. Yeah. Well, there you go. But it's a good con. But all right. Somebody else talk.
No. It's a great con. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that was your birthday weekend too.
Yeah. It was 29 again.
29 yet again.
And Terrifier 3 was good.
Hey, I really dig Terrifier 3, but that's beside the point.
You know what? Terrifier 3 really does go with its name and the number system because 3 represents the drizzling shits, and that's what Terrifier is. Continue.
Where did you learn your numbers? And that's an odd way to remember them. 1, 2, 3 drizzling shits. That's how I remember that. 4.
It is Brian.
Pee.
So,
right.
What?
I don't know how they teach math in Massachusetts. Probably not far off.
Street math.
There you go.
That's interesting.
How was your birthday, Jamie?
Birthday was great. I had a lot of fun. That CreepyCon was my birthday weekend. And yeah, like I said, I hung out with Savage Scott. We just went around and did a lot of filming and hit some booths, hit up Trick or Treat Studios, which is where you were getting your axe from. from Silent Night, Deadly Night, the one that you just purchased online.
I purchased it off of eBay. Somebody else has got a few of them for like $31.
Correct.
And they had good feedback. So I said, F it. And I just bought it today, even though I shouldn't be buying anything. But I can't let Brian have something cool and not have something as cool or cooler. So
you know what I hope? I hope he's only able to obtain one of the signatures.
Fuck you, man.
He can't get the other one. And I hope when he gets it signed in a fucking Sharpie.
Man.
Dude, that's just like,
Dude,
what did he do to you? What did he do to you?
Besides be cool.
Yeah.
Everything.
But it was, it's a great con. There was, I went on a Friday night. That's the only night I was able to go. And allowed to go. And it was, it was a lot of fun. We got in early with our media passes. So, got in before the crowd hit, and we stopped at Mike's booth because actually Mike was helping with a guest at CreepyCon. And what was the actor's name? He was actually in Terrifier 3 in one of the craziest scenes in this damn movie, I think.
Mason McCarty. Yes, the end credits. Mason McCarty from the end credits. He's also the dude
if you see Terrifier 3,
Yeah, it's he gets pegged by Art the Clown with a chainsaw in the shower room, and it was freaking brutal. But man, that guy was awesome. Good head on his shoulders from Nashville, Tennessee. 23 years old, and pure delight to hang out with for the whole weekend. I really liked that guy. I hope he goes as far as he wants to with his career. Very nice to his fans. It was his first U.S. con, second overall. And he was nice enough, just generous, kind, intelligent fellow. And I really like him. Yeah, he is everything I am not. He's tall. He's handsome. He smelled nice. It's like, wow, I don't want to be any of those things.
He loves he loves horror
mission
movies.
Accomplished. Yes, he's a horror fan.
He had an Elm Street shirt on, which I thought that was awesome. That was very cool.
It was awesome. Yes, that was awesome. He had a nice time, and his next con is Horror Hound Cincinnati. I don't know when that is, if it's already happened, but if it has not, as of Valentine's Day 2025, if you're out that way, I would love to go to that con. I hope he does very well there. That's a huge con, those Horror Hounds, and stop by his booth and get some shit signed.
So CreepyCon, what'd you get signed? Who you meet?
Jamie,
what'd you buy?
How'd you do?
I actually got my Lost Boys steelbook signed by Alex Winter and Billy Worth.
Nice.
What's the cover of the steelbook?
I'm sorry?
The cover of the steelbook?
The cover of the steelbook.
What is it? What's the cover?
The poster.
It's the poster. It's
the OG one?
Yeah. It's the OG poster. And excuse me, because I should have brought that up here. It is not up here. I keep forgetting we're actually doing this live now with video. But no, it was really cool to get that signed. It's kind of one of those things. My first item signed with anybody from the Lost Boys. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies, but I don't have anything signed. And I think partly that was because by the time some of them were coming to conventions, I'm like, man, I'm not starting another cast piece signed of anything. Do you know what I mean? And plus I got to live through Brian for that, because that is Brian. Elm Street's my movie. Lost Boys is Brian. So he has a full-size Lost Boys poster signed.
Never heard of it.
I lived through Brian through that. So
gross.
Next time I visit him, I'm gonna steal that off of his wall.
As you should.
Yeah, but that was the only things I personally got signed. It's the same with Terrifier. I would love to, get something signed by Art the Clown or the director, or even. However, going back to, I don't want to start a whole cast piece again. It's just, as we all talked about. Well, we've all talked about how much the prices have gone up on the autographs.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons Fonzo 13 wasn't there. I was shocked. But yeah, him and the San Diego Monster Squad crew, well, like none of them made it.
Oh
I think,
no!
just because just priced out.
See that sucks
Yeah.
because I'm used to seeing them at all the sign. Everything that we've gone to,
Yeah, they're there.
usually their crew's there. They're great guys and great people, great gang. But yeah, that's exactly what happened with me. I just got
Great
to the point.
gang.
Yeah, it
Whatever.
was Tobin Bell. Who was it? Tobin Bell and Elvira
Shawnee Smith.
and Shawnee Smith. They were the big draws, and Tobin Bell was a 6-hour wait in the big autograph.
6 hours?
6 hours.
That blows my mind.
Shawnee Smith was about a 4-hour wait. And that's where most of the people were. The show was sold out on Saturday, but it didn't seem like a lot of people were in the exhibitor room. So it was the main exhibit hall, because this con it's gotten a little bit bigger. They have opened up a couple more rooms. They had a room with like comics and VHS tapes, which was awesome. I remember seeing those VHS people at the Son of Monsterpalooza. I look forward to seeing them again at Monsterpalooza at the end of May. But yeah, I mean, I think overall the vendors did okay, but not a lot of traffic flow in that room, at least in the section I was in, which was unfortunate. And Sunday was a little slow. I don't know if it's the economy or if it's still backlash from 2 shows ago when everybody was locked in and out of the main autograph room by the fire marshal, which angered a lot of people. And they took measures the next con and the next con after that to make sure that doesn't happen again. They hired a crew to manage the lines better, and they did a good job. It's just we gotta get those people back to that con, unless they were just all broke from spending their money on the couple of Saw people and the glorious and sexy and beautiful and wonderful Elvira. But yeah, she was like $80. Tobin, I think, was $100. Shawnee was pretty expensive. It's a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Mason McCarty was $30. That was a very, very fair price for his first con. Just getting out there, I was very impressed, and just liked working with him a lot. Man, good kid. Got a couple pictures with him. He signed a couple things for me, and wonderful experience. And yeah, folks, and CreepyCon Aftermath will be in probably September, I believe, in Ontario, California. So be sure and check that out if you're out this way in the Inland Empire, wherever the hell that is, Brian.
Have they
Wherever the hell the Inland Empire is.
have they started releasing the lineup for
I have not seen anything yet, but I also haven't checked because, still in recovery mode.
Yeah. I mean, Tobin's line was crazy Friday night. I just remember them taking Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith out because they were doing photo ops too. So that line, they were trying to like cap it and,
Yeah, that line got capped pretty early, 2:30, 2 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh man, I know there was.
I can't fathom that Tobin Bell can have a 6-hour line.
Well, he hasn't done one since 2017, Jamie, at Monsterpalooza, Son of Monsterpalooza, I think it was.
That's what I heard. I heard that he had canceled the last few that he was scheduled to be at. He had canceled them. So this was a big deal. I'm not 100% sure of like the year that the last time that he was there, but yeah.
I think it was 2017. I looked it up.
It had been a while.
Yeah. But it was cool. I got to have lunch in the green room with all the, it's so surreal, the green room. It's just a long oval table, and then it's just all the signers and handlers and whatever, just eating lunch. And Mason McCarty, big horror fan, I grabbed us a couple of seats, and I made sure he got to sit directly in front of Tobin Bell. And I'm sitting next to Scott Ian of Anthrax. I worked with him before, but I didn't mention anything, but it's like just hearing them tell stories. Oh, and we have a lost episode, folks, and I think I told this story. It was a David Lynch story that Scott Ian. Oh yes, it was. Yeah, I got. My room is dark, as you can see, and I drank.
It's a dungeon.
It's a dungeon. I drank a lot of Jim Beam rye. It was my first time having it 1 week ago, and I could not tell how much I drank, but it was too much. And I had a great time, but I guess you'll never hear that lost episode. So Scott Ian told a story about David Lynch and Stephen King. Scott Ian is a horror fan and a big Stephen King fan. And David Lynch, I think, was filming Blue Velvet. At the same time Stephen King was filming Maximum Overdrive, a movie I hated in the 80s that I've grown to love.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple things signed by Emilio Estevez on my Maximum Overdrive, whatever items. That's another story. So Stephen King had this cinematographer, an Italian fellow, and I freaking forgot the damn term. But Stephen wanted to do this one shot, and the cinematographer didn't want it. No, it crosses the axis of vision or something. And one day, Stephen King and David they're filming near each other, and they finish at the same time, which is something you want to do in life with your significant others. But that's the different kind. Don't worry about that. I got off topic. I do that. Welcome to our podcast. So Stephen looks over, and it's David Lynch, and he goes over him and he says, can you cross this axis thing when we're directing? And David Lynch goes, yeah, you can do it, but it'll probably be hard to really edit it together. And if I could do a better David Lynch voice, that's a great story. So pretend
bullshit.
It's a very moving story.
That's how I
thought
feel.
he was here.
Total fucking bullshit.
Rest in peace, Mr. David Lynch.
Yeah.
Just like that little segment. I wish I had an eraser head.
Yeah, that's a great pull, folks. That's a movie that David Lynch directed, and Eraserhead was played by an actor whose name I don't remember, but he was in Twin Peaks. So there, I don't know. We'll call him Brian something.
I have to look up his name now because I don't know, but I have to look it up.
But yes, Eraserhead is the one who discovers Laura Palmer's body in the first episode of Twin Peaks, which was a good show on ABC. I was in high school at the time, but they revealed the murderer way too soon in season 2, so it kind of killed the show. But they did bring it back on Showtime a couple of seasons ago. But it's really cool hearing celebrities talk about stories with other celebs, and you had to be there. But like holy shit, this is awesome! I love David Lynch, Stephen King stories. There's Tobin Bell just talking whatever, and like wow, I really wish I could ask all of you to sign my shit right now, but I'm gonna just eat my free lunch and keep my mouth shut.
Jack Nance played.
Yes, Jack Nance, not Brian. That was
my name out your mouth.
Yeah. So good times, but I enjoyed myself, and got to hang out with Jamie and Savage Scott on Friday night, and Savage Scott and our friend Lauren on Saturday, and just nice experience. I was freaking tired all week after that. That's because I'm old and I don't like to go to sleep early because I'm a night owl.
Why, 'cause you had to walk like a little bit.
And I had to walk. Do you even remember how to walk?
Yeah, I do it every day.
Walk.
You sitting in your damn darkened dungeon with your boogie nights glasses. Finally, everyone gets to see those horrendous glasses that you wear.
These are so you can actually look at the computer screen and not go blind.
No.
That's why
those are so you turn off whatever creature you're trying to get with.
I don't need glasses to turn a woman off.
Oh,
yeah, just open your mouth.
Yeah, open my mouth. Say, hey, I know Brian Farmer. Oh, where are you going? Why? You don't have to run so fast. There you go.
Yeah. So CreepyCon, great convention, and we'll have a video up soon. I think that's still being edited right now because we did a lot of footage with Savage Scott.
Great con. So there, Aftermath, September, and our next con is Monsterpalooza late May.
Woo!
Here in LA. I don't know if who's going to make it to
May 30th through
Texas
June
Frightmare.
1st.
Yeah, so Frightmare is the week before, if I'm not mistaken, in Texas.
That
Dallas,
is correct.
Dallas. So hopefully, at least 2 of us can make it there. And that's all I knew about that. But there's, it's a good lineup so far at Monsterpalooza. Last I saw,
Who is the lineup? It's like I'm getting them all like confused. Just like reading all the different convention stuff.
The top name, the first name I saw was Ron Perlman. Obviously, Dave Sheridan. He's a regular.
Doug Jones.
Dougie Jones.
Doug Jones. I love
Carla Gugino. Is that her?
Carla Gugino. Oh God, so gorgeous, so nice.
Yeah,
she was in
nice?
Sin
She's
City.
fucking hot.
She is. She is very, very beautiful actress.
Is it Malin Ackerman?
Malin Ackerman. She's in the Watchmen, as well as many other. Children's Hospital, a great Adult Swim show. She is also very, very kind, very beautiful, very nice to her fans. If you ever run into her, David Arquette, very, very nice to his fans. I got him once outside of the Montalban Theater, where the original exhibit for Icons of Darkness was, but this was a separate event. He signed he signed 4 things for me that night. I think my three DVD covers I had for Scream, and probably my Fangoria book. And God, he was so nice. And he's the one I missed out on a couple of Creepy Cons ago because I was getting other people's shit signed, and I missed getting him on my little poster. Thank you, Brian, for correcting me.
No problem.
Wow, that seems weird to say, Brian, and correct in the same sentence.
Joseph Whip.
From Scream and
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Jamie, who was he in Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't even remember him.
He was a police officer with John Saxon at the police station.
Was it the same uniform as they wore in Scream by any chance? Like a little callback we didn't notice?
I don't even
Brian,
know.
check the picture. It might, there's 2 different pictures of Whip in that little slice of life. I bet the uniforms are similar.
Well, police uniforms. I mean, they're
not all the same, Jamie.
Gonna be kind of close.
Some have flair.
Yeah. David Arquette. How much was he charging? Do you know?
I do not. He's probably a $60 graph at this point.
Who's this?
David Arquette. I'm assuming is a $60 graph, but
that is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I really would love to get him on something, on one of my, because I have a couple of soundtracks that are signed by other cast members, and I have him on nothing. It's like every time I've gotten to that point of like either at a convention or at a movie premiere or something like that, it just never happened. So it's like, all right, it might be the time to actually make a purchase of an autograph.
It's time. Rose McGowan. She's going to be there as well. Yep. Another Scream alum.
And she's like 80, isn't she?
Price-wise, folks, not 80 years old. I don't know. She's got to be minimum 60, I would say, but probably 80. But she could be a premium
last I checked, she was still 60.
Right.
Okay.
And she is. Yeah, she'll be coming up from Mexico. She lives out of the country now. But she's been
for good reason.
Very nice to me. Over the years, I got her a couple of times around LA.
Yeah, I don't have her on anything either, I don't think.
And the only person I give 2 flying fucks about at Monsterpalooza is someone I've been chasing since my very first convention, Craig Sheffer from Nightbreed and Fire in the Sky.
Nightbreed, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember
there was a convention that he was supposed to have been at, and he canceled. You were supposed to go, right?
Well, I went. It was with you. It was Days of the Dead down by LAX. We went.
Oh, okay.
That was Clive Barker was there.
Wait, he was?
Todd was there.
That's right.
How long ago was that?
That was way long ago. That had been right after the Hatchet 3 premiere. But,
2013. Wow.
That was our first convention together.
Yeah, that was my very first. He was the only person I wanted to meet. And then I remember, I believe his mom or grandmother died or something like that. One of those 2 died, and then he bailed.
I see.
Yeah.
Was anybody at that convention?
Was that the Feldman year?
No. That
one was later. All right.
Yeah, that was a little bit later. Because I remember, what was it? Who did we get at that first convention? Because I don't think I got Clive Barker that year. Did you get something signed by him?
No, I met Roddy Piper. I got a picture
Nice.
of Roddy
Okay.
Piper.
Oh, man, great guy, very nice.
That is so cool. I don't know why I didn't get that. You know what's so sad is like I've been to so many of these things. I don't remember who I got at that convention. Isn't that sad? I don't even remember.
That's con life.
I remember pieces of it. Was that the one Tippi Hedren was at?
That was I think that was 2010. That's where I met you, Jamie.
Okay.
And you met my ex, I think. She was there. But yeah, you and Pat were there. But the year we really started hanging was 23, just and after the Hatchet 3 premiere. That was a historic night in horror history. Because you met Brian, I met Pat again. We because he just got done telling a story about me because we met at the Aero Theater in Santa Monica, trying to get Michael Keaton. I think we were the only two that didn't, because we were the only two collectors there. The rest were dealers, just covering everybody up and surrounding Keaton. But he just got done telling the story, and hey, that's him. That's the guy. So I don't know. I guess I stood out because of how handsome I am and awesome. Yeah. So again, he was Pat, a nice guy, and then we were just talking for a very, very long time afterwards, and then we all became friends after that, like hanging out friends. It was a complete waste of time, if you ask me, but here we are.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was gonna say, how often can you say that in your life? Not often, and you're almost at the end of it. Pretty
much. I was like, oh fuck, now I got to meet Brian. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is what I get for going to movies.
Hey man, that's great times. I mean, met so many people, made new friends through conventions. It's just
I've made all my friends through autographs and horror out here in LA. It took a while. Thank God. It's good timing because my ex left and was like, oh man, I got nothing to do. And I'm keeping these friends.
Let the man live. He's seen some things, all right? Like Sharpies on autographs.
Oh God. It was horrible.
Can I make Mike go crazy?
One was already starting to fade. The other one was really good. It's like, why did you do that, Del?
Oh, was one already starting to fade?
Hey, it wasn't a great Sharpie, that's all. But it will fade. And that is why you don't get fucking plastic signed in Sharpie. And you wait a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Jamie sent us that link, and I said, fuck, I'm buying this. This was Thanksgiving week last year. And that Rick Baker looked so good but it was like, it had to be paint pen, but it wasn't. And Brian was, don't tell anybody I said this. Brian was smart enough to inquire, hey, Del, is that Sharpie or paint pen? And Mike hit purchase. Then he comes back, Sharpie. It's like, fuck! That was a lot of money. I
think it was a good price for what it was, but I mean,
Rick Baker and John Landis signed the 2-pack of the American Werewolf NECA figure of David Naughton and Griffin Dunn's figure characters from that awesome werewolf movie from '81. That year also we got The Howling, but this is American Werewolf in London, and David Naughton canceled at Days of the Dead a few weeks back in January, so I did not get him on it. Nope, he's not on that Monsterpalooza list yet. There's time. He'll be there. He's a regular there. But Brian never lets me fucking forget that I got that goddamn set science, bought it in Sharpie. I know.
There are a few left. There are a few left.
There's still a few left.
There are still a few left.
And they'll probably remain there.
Darkdoll.com. There'll be a sale. They're going out of. They're retiring in a couple of months, so there's going to be a fire sale. So if you can get a good deal on that, then you should take it.
I'm definitely going to try to get one if it's on sale. It's $150, which
$165 with tax.
Okay, so the retail is $150, but the box set itself, I think, is like
$80,
$60, $70. So
70,
I don't. Okay, so I mean, with the autographs, I think that's a.
Yeah, you're not gonna like John Landis and Rick Baker. They're not. You don't always see them around. So that's why.
Yeah, and you won't see them on that figure either in a few years.
So getting back to Monsterpalooza, I was looking at they do different tiers for discounting their tickets. And the second tier right now for ticketing, I think with fees is like $50. So I don't know what it's going to go up after. I think the
Get that early bird.
March. Because I was looking into it the other day. There's a few VIP tickets left, which I think Monsterpalooza started doing VIP. What was it, last year or the year before? I just remember they never really offered that before. I don't know why I'm asking you. I don't think you've ever had to. You're usually working the conventions.
If I'm lucky.
But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm actually trying to bring a few other friends that have never been to conventions before. So that'll be fun. Taking newbies.
That's a great con to start with.
Absolutely.
So there. Do it. It's in Pasadena, California. And get yourself some crafts. Just stop by those vendors. A lot of great vendors there. And don't get anything signed in Sharpie that's on plastic.
Or in general.
Or unless it's 8x10. And maybe go there, send Brian a video of you flicking them off. He'll love it.
Mike, you should do a video of showing the differences on plastic, like as far as like using a paint pen, a Sharpie. Do you know what I mean? Like doing a little instructional video for people that are.
I have actually on one of Savage Scott's videos, or maybe Fonzo 13. I think it was a Fonzo 13 video at the very first CreepyCon. So, but I can do it again. But
you should. If you're inexperienced and you don't know.
Yeah, I can write "fuck you, Brian" in paint pen and Sharpie.
Finally, now we're getting somewhere. Great.
I will not be the first. I assure you, Brian's mom probably wrote that on the garage too at one point in his childhood.
That's it. Birth certificate.
Something a little away from conventions. Here's something really cool that
is it cool?
Assuming Mike got a ticket too. John Carpenter.
All right, touring again.
He's got 4 shows scheduled in October
in Los Angeles.
And the venue, I personally haven't been there, but Mike,
I've been there a couple times with Vinyl Steve. He says we saw Drab Majesty and somebody else. I might have. Oh, it was Social Distortion. I may have had a little too much to drink, but I had a great fucking time. Like last week's podcast that nobody's ever going to hear because I got a little plastered and had a good old time. But the Belasco is one of those nice old theaters that I love, and I'm looking forward to seeing Carpenter there. But pregame, because their fucking bar is expensive.
Yeah, it's usually how it is for any of those venues,
$20 and up for a fucking drink. Get out of here. Pregame that shit, folks.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
It is. That's just fuck you.
That's cool. His tickets are October the 24th, the 25th. He's also doing a show on Halloween.
What?
October 31st and November 1st. Tickets are still available. Go to Ticketmaster. Just type in John Carpenter. And I looked the other day, the very first show on the 24th, some of the meet and greet packets are gone from those dates.
$300 and $300. What? How much? They were $320. It was a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, it was like $320, $317, something like that. It was for a meet and greet, and then you got in early. You got space in the first 10 rows.
On the balcony, right?
There was also a ticket for the balcony. And that was a little bit more though. I think that was
no
like
seats at the Belasco.
Yeah, because I went to see John Carpenter live on Halloween night. Was it how many years ago at this point? Is it? Because you went with me.
Oh, that time. I don't remember which time.
So it was a while ago. This is his first time that he's been back.
It was
in a few
pre-pandemic, is when you're speaking of.
Yeah. And,
they were all pre-pandemic, weren't they?
Yeah. Because I was really hoping that he was going to come back, because he did it like back-to-back years. And I was hoping it was going to happen again the following year, and it didn't. And I think we started going into the pandemic.
So it was back to back to back, because he was originally at the Orpheum. Right. I saw that show. So Vinyl Steve was there. PJ Bayo was there. One of my stand-up comic friends. He's on the Instagrams. so we were all there that night, along with Vinyl Steve's. I think his son and oldest daughter were there too. And then the following year, he was Carpenter was at the Palladium, followed by the Palladium again.
Those are the two I went to. I went to both shows at the Palladium.
Yeah, so I was working a gig the second year, so I ate that ticket, and I hope I gave it away, but I don't remember. I couldn't make it because I was out in Irvine, California, and that would have been a easily 2 to 3 hour drive, and it's like, fuck. Oh, so I think that was 2019 because I was working on a Pod Save America live tour. Or something
Save
like
the Queen.
Yeah. There you go. Save the Queen, eh? We want our crumpets at 4 p.m. every day with our tea. No Queen, no crumpets.
But
I won't stand for it.
general admission tickets are $80 for John Carpenter, which I think is very reasonable.
And LA is a fickle crowd, folks. That might go down on the secondary market. You never know.
That's true. But we opted for the first show because we're hoping there's some signed merch, because the last few times there was some really cool signed merch available, and it's reasonably priced. Well,
it was.
Yeah, I guess I should say.
Johnny's got a whiff of that's signed album money. Oh, that's how much I make. I could raise the price and make more, and he will. I bought a signed album for $50 at that first show. I was like, sold, bitches. I might even already have this one, but it's worth it. He's 125, probably going to go up this year. You never know.
Yeah, for conventions. Yeah, that's a little crazy. I mean, I get my John Carpenter every year at Golden Apple. So I just have to make do with that. Because if not, I'm going to be spending so much money, because it's endless. It's endless things I could get signed for John Carpenter. So.
Oh, it's so true. They keep coming out with cool shit.
Yeah, it's just endless. So I'm just kind of, I get my one, and I was hoping to get meet and greet this year at this show, because I've done meet and greet with John Carpenter, one of the shows that I did. But that $300 and $320,
it's a bit much.
Price tag for me was just a little bit like
a little steep.
Just a wee bit, but I mean it's a little.
That's a lot of hours of work for a quick moment with a grumpy old man who's in it for the money. Hey, why don't we sign? I'll just sign this.
And I can't blame him.
I mean, the price for that admission ticket is like the normal fucking price for a VIP ticket at convention.
Is it? I don't buy that VIP shit, but
yeah, the average cost of a VIP ticket. Well, that's $400 now, but I'm saying the average cost is like 3 bills. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So wow.
Shit's not even worth it, especially Texas Frightmare weekend. Also, fuck you, Lloyd, at Texas Frightmare weekend. That's not even like the amount of money. Like, I don't even use, dude. I've gone VIP like the last 4 fucking times I've went. Every time I've ever went, I've used those line skips maybe one fucking time.
And that was just a buffet.
I know, and your mom was there. But it was
she said to say hello.
Yes, she was actually bringing me cookies. But it's bullshit. It really is bullshit. Like, there's no real way to justify these fucking VIP packages. Like, it's the only thing that's good about them is that the fact that you get in an hour early.
Yeah,
I feel like that is the only real benefit. Like the normal Texas Frightmare VIP system, it's before they raised up to 4, it was like $350, and you got a $40 autograph voucher, which is fucking stupid because nobody costs $40 anymore. But you got a swag bag of rejected Arrowhead movies that nobody gives 2 fucks about, and then you get 4 abysmal fucking indies that are just the shits. Not even fucking good. You won't.
It's the only way you're going to see Brian's movies.
Well, they wouldn't even fucking go there. My distributor wouldn't sell Frightmare VIP packages.
Just accept the insult, you bitch.
Well, fuck off. I'll move on. Anyway, then you get a convention tee, and then they give you a little VIP bracelet, and you get fucking 4 or 5 line skips, and then you get in an hour early. The only benefit is getting in the hour early. But the downside to getting in that hour early is none of the fucking main guests are there.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Because if people don't, if there's celebs that just don't have much of a line the night before, they're not going to get there an hour early just to sit there and, twiddle their thumbs. So, like, is it worth it? Because people got in an hour early to CreepyCon, and then, like, that line's opened at 10 a.m., or the con opened at 10 a.m. for them. But even the big people, they didn't show up until 11, and then instead of them showing up at 10 and then just the VIP lining line going, copacetically, they had to like alternate. Okay, one VIP, one regular, one VIP, and that would have pissed me off. It's like, I got here an hour early just to wait a long time still. Like, fuck. But
for the most part, like in that, dude, and like in that first hour, like you could literally knock out 80% of everything you wanted to do. Yeah. Especially if you're going like out of state, going into these fucking things, and like you're getting the VIP like deal. Like, it's only good for like that Friday, because you can just knock everything out, and then you're just sitting on your ass. I'd rather just pay the fucking $90 for a weekend pass instead of the $350. Like, fuck the swag stuff. Like, the swag bag, it's junk. Like, they just give you, dude. Here's the fucking example. There's this low budget movie called City of the Dead or something, Circus of the Dead, I think it is.
Well, which is City or Circus?
Billy Pond. I've seen the movie. Decent movie. No hate, no shade for once. But that's cool. But in the swag bag, at the $350 fucking swag bag, you got the Texas Frightmare t-shirt, which
I never wear those.
You got a print.
Well, that's why you gave
you got the fucking $40 voucher, which, okay, great, stupid. And then you get the DVDs, and then the big item in the swag bag, aside from a shot glass that looks like somebody did it with a fucking cricket, is you get a package of clown pubes.
What?
Did you put those in yourself?
No, I thought they were yours. But it's from the movie
welcome.
Circus of the Dead. The guy who had packages of clown pubes, which is like little like felt balls, like hair circular, that inside these little packages that were inside the VIP bag.
Hey,
now,
these are the same hairs on my Big Macs.
Let me ask you, does that sound like $350 worth of a fucking experience you want to pay for?
No.
Yeah, get your money's worth, folks.
Well, here's the thing. The year that we went to Texas Frightmare and Robert Englund was there, that was the perfect time to have a VIP ticket, because we still waited in line, 4 hours, I think, for Robert Englund that year we went to Frightmare, because we had VIP tickets, but there were people general admission. There was no way you were getting his autograph because the line was going so slow. They had him in photo ops, and Robert Englund takes his time with each fan, which I love. I think it's amazing. He gives them a great experience. But the line was going very slow. And I want to say we waited in line either 3 or 4 hours. And that was with the VIP ticket. So, I mean, I guess it just really depends on the person that you're going to see. But I agree with Brian. The swag bags that I've personally gotten from Frightmare, I think one year I got a Re-Animator Blu-ray, and I obviously kept that. But everything else, I've never used them. I've never kept them. Half of them, I think I gave some of that stuff away, to be honest with you, before I left. But it really just depends on who's on your bucket list of people you're going to go see, because the line skips are good. Like one year, I was like Brian. I didn't really use my line skips either, but one year I used it for other people. They had general admission. They didn't want to wait in line. So I just used my line skips on the Scream people for them. And I was like, if you guys don't want to meet them, I can do that for you. And they were like, no, because the lines were like 6 hours deep, 7 hour deep. So I just was able to use my skip for them and got their stuff signed for them. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I remember Faye was in line for Robert Englund for 6 hours. It's 6 or 7 hours. And I remember I went in line after him, and I got done like an hour and a half.
Well, because he was there 2 times. There was a year that we went together and Robert Englund was there. I didn't have VIP, but you did. And you were able to get my thing signed. I think it was my Elm Street 3 No, because it was the picture of Patricia Arquette, because I had her already sign it.
That was the first year that I went.
Because you were telling me, you were like, "Oh man, this is awesome. Nobody has her."
Oh yeah. He was hype about that. Yeah. Because then I asked him what it was like to direct like 976 Evil and what he learned, like directing his first movie. Like we had a cool time. I could see the people behind me were getting pissed because he just kept fucking rambling.
I love him. He's awesome. I think his line.
Yeah, sorry.
No. I think his line at Monsterpalooza was like that. I want to say they turned away a lot of people.
Has he been back? He canceled a couple of years ago because he got COVID that day. Has he been back since? I don't think so. I can't remember who else was. Oh, I think I was sitting with Ken Kersinger that year. Yes, I was, because they were supposed to do a photo op together, and I was like, "Fuck, I would have gotten Robert Englund."
Oh man, that'd have been cool.
Oh yeah, so I don't think he's been back since then, but because I'll always have shit for him, and so will everybody I know.
Yes. It's like I said, it's like the John Carpenter. It's endless. It's if I got everything signed by Robert Englund that I need him on, or items that I could get him on. Oh my God, I'd be selling a kidney. And probably,
I hear there's a good price for that in the black market. But, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I got two.
I don't think anybody wants our kidneys.
Well, especially not yours. Those are fucking destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the one okay. You've got too many kegs for kidneys, but all right.
Sweet.
Yes.
We forgot to talk about at CreepyCon, CreepyCon, whatever. The folks from Re-Animator were there.
They were. Oh, yes. Folks, you missed a doozy of an episode that you'll never hear last week.
Yeah, because Beverly Randolph apparently starred in Re-Animator.
Apparently. Okay, so I was at a con or something recently where, Vegas. Beverly Randolph was there, the Return of the Living Dead folks. And for some reason, I kept calling Barbara Crampton Beverly Randolph. And now, Brian, the director, and Jamie Kuhn Music say they corrected me or tried to.
Oh, multiple times. Yes.
Multiple times.
I don't remember any of that. So just for the record, I'm going to say they didn't, because I remember everything clearly. But it was great.
Sure.
But Beverly, I just almost did it again.
Yeah, well,
Barbara
the bag
Crampton
was dead. Details later.
Bag was okay. Barbara Crampton came up to Mason McCarty a couple of times. She was in the first Re-Animator, and she is still freaking gorgeous. I've seen her a couple of times at Dell's Dark Delicacies, or Dark Dell in Burbank. She was the last signing they had for the Tales of was it
Halloween
Darkness, that awesome horror documentary in 3 parts on 80s horror movies. She signed that book for me, and she was absolute delight. Hopefully we'll talk about Bride of Re-Animator, but she's not in that movie. But I kept calling her Beverly Randolph, and my apologies to Brian and Jamie for not being able to see how much I drank. I don't normally drink that much, but Brian moved the podcast up a half hour early in my defense, because I was going to have a sandwich so I could soak up my alcohol, which I had prior to this one. So fuck you, Brian. And I believe you said, because let's move it up early because fuck Mike was your response.
Fair response, I think.
So so I'm normal tonight as we record this, but yeah, wow, it was. I had a great time.
Show sounds off. Yeah.
I had a great time, but yeah, Beverly Randolph not in either Bride of Re-Animator or Re-Animator.
Not in any of them.
In any of them. Okay. There's like 4 of them. I've not seen Beyond and anything after that.
Neither has fucking Beverly Randolph, because she's never been in any of them, you idiot.
Yeah, I might have remembered that had you said it like that. But Barbara Crampton, absolute delight.
Who the hell's a Robert Crampton?
I don't know. Barbara Crampton, Bruce Abbott, and Jeffrey Combs were also at CreepyCon this past February, whenever it was, a couple weekends ago, and it was so nice. She looked great. I had a chance to get a few things signed by a couple of those folks, and that went okay. I brought like other somebody else's stuff too. So, and one of them thought it was all mine. It's like, this guy's got like 10 things. It was 6, but okay. Whatever. I was too afraid to go. And I told her I was too afraid to approach you at the last like Monsterpalooza you did pre-pandemic. And I guess I wish I had, because I would have had less shit to bring up to him this past time. But man, he was very unhappy with me, and it was not all mine stuff. But all right.
Wait, was that Bruce Abbott?
But I don't remember which one it was.
Who's to say?
Yeah, who's to say? Like, dude, and like the handler, like, help me out here. I told you who the other person was, and you just rolled your eyes when you heard that person's name. It's like, wow, why does everybody do that when I say that person's name? I was like, huh, who's doing that with mine besides every girl I've ever tried to ask out? Hey, Brian, did you?
Well, moving on.
Bride of Re-Animator.
Moving on to the year of 1990.
Yeah.
A movie by good old Brian Usna. He was a producer in the first one.
And he was at CreepyCon.
Yes, he was. Directed Bride of Re-Animator. Starring, you guessed it, not Beverly Randolph.
That's right. She wasn't in that.
And you also guessed it, not Barbara Crampton. Because I think, if memory serves correctly, based off the last time, it's her agent told her not to do it, if I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a bad move. But instead, we got that tall drink of water, Kathleen Kinmont.
Yes. From Halloween 4. And if you live in the LA area, from teaching yoga. And she does that.
You've been using that free Groupon or what?
Fuck yeah. Oh, I told my Kathleen Kinmont story last week. But Brian, if please go ahead. I can hold off or not tell that at all.
No, I mean, you might as well, because I don't really remember it. So you tell the story. Yeah, because there's probably a lot of slurring involved, so I couldn't comprehend it.
So wouldn't know what you're talking about, you bastard. So Pat and I, Jamie's husband, we both volunteered at H35, the Halloween convention, the 35th anniversary of Halloween. And Kathleen Kinmont was there, and I brought my ex-wife's 4 DVD covers of Halloween 4 and 5 that I'd gotten Danielle Harris to sign at Dark Delicacies for free. That was nice. And Kathleen Kinmont was a total delight, and I was very nervous to meet her, and I still get that way sometimes with some people. She was the hottie from part 4. She's the sheriff's
before
daughter.
Or after the training orders?
Just before.
Okay,
and so I got whatever signed, and then she said, "Oh, do you want to take a picture?" And I was like too nervous to ask. This was before they started charging for pictures, and I was like, "Hell yeah, I want a picture!" So I put those 2 DVD slips down. I have no idea where that picture is that we took, but whatever. And I left, and I left those DVD slips there on our table, and then years later, there was the box set of Halloween came out, and I went to Dell's Dark Delicacies, sold that, and I was one of the people that got that, and she was one of the signers there, I believe. And I think she's been there a couple of times, but I approached her and said, "Hey, did by any chance some dumbass leave a couple of DVD slips signed from Halloween 4 and 5? And she said, "Yes, I still have those." I was like,
"Oh, that's so sweet."
And she sent them to me priority mail, and like, wow. And
that's really cool.
Well, the uncool part is I was still with my ex, and I gave them to her. Or no, she was just about to leave, but she got them, and I don't know if she was thrilled about it or what, but she got like a lot of free autographs on her DVD slips, and but I got them back, and that was so cool of Kathleen Kinmont. She didn't have to do that. She could have sold that shit. She held on to it for a minimum 3 years. And
or she could have just lost them. I mean,
and she just
wasn't something that was hers. You know what I mean? Like
was,
I don't think she was like, "Oh, these are gonna be collector's items. I'm gonna hold on to these for eBay when yoga gets done."
Like these are 2 get out of jail free cards if Mike or get Mike from stalking me free cards. But that was very kind of her, and she's always been nice whenever I've seen her.
Good on Barbara Crampton and Beverly Randolph.
But okay, Bride of Re-Animator. Now, Kathleen Kinmont, she plays like a cancer patient in that movie. And guess what? Do you remember Halloween 4, everybody? Well, you should. She is in that, Kathleen Kinmont. She's like Sheriff, I don't know, Bo Stars. She plays his daughter in that. I forgot what his name was in that because age, whatever. And she's wearing this T-shirt, and it's cops do it by the book, and you can see the curves. Now this came out in '88, so this is young teenage Mike talking, and like she's about to pull it off. She's on top of Sasha Jensen, like by the fireplace. He lays her down by the fireplace, and they're making that sweet teenage love. And she pulls up the shirt, and then they cut away right when the good thing's gonna happen. But no, do we get to see any of those glorious round luscious
gnomes?
Yes, the answer is no, because I think she had already signed her contract, and it's like, hey, can we see your tits? And she's like, nah, it's not in the contract. I can't show them. I was like, oh, but guess what? She shows them in fucking Bride of Re-Animator, but like, what? It's only been a year. You couldn't have shown them a year sooner. Because
you know what the difference is? The difference is Bride of Re-Animator had cinematic brilliance compared to that dumpster fire, which is Halloween 4. All right, that's why.
All right, fine, but still. And by the way, okay, so Re-Animator, they bring like dead things back to life in that movie.
Yeah, they reanimate them.
Yeah, they reanimate them, and like for some reason, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how these 2 doctors did it, or why. But first, okay, I guess I know why. It's an homage to the Bride of Frankenstein, but they fucking give Kathleen Kinmont a fucking perm. Her dead body, they give her a perm. Like, oh well, we're bringing the dead back to life, but she's missing a little flair. Let's give her a perm. Yeah, this is for science. We're gonna give her a perm for science. And that looked kind of weird, but and Jeffrey Combs, by the way, good actor. Really, he does a really good job in that movie. And
he actually was almost not going to come back for Bride of Re-Animator. He wasn't going to be in this movie originally because they were having scheduling conflicts. But obviously that got worked out. So
yeah, he's been in 3 or 4 of them, right? And in fact, I think they make it look like he dies at the end, but yet he's in the 3rd one and the other guy isn't. But all right.
I haven't seen the
it's a loophole, Mike. Don't spoiler alert it.
It's horror. You can fucking do stupid shit. Hey, that guy got stabbed in the face 50 times, and he's in the sequel. They just look like put a Band-Aid on it and walk it off. But
that's horror movies, and you know what? We're going to keep coming back to see them. If it's your favorite.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Unless it's Halloween fucking 8, or I would not see a Rob Zombie Halloween 3, or a David Gordon
Just watch part
Halloween
2.
4.
Or when he's walking with the horse. Just watch that on a loop for like 10 hours. Change which hair. With Beverly Randolph in your talking about politics.
Didn't she play Michael Myers' mom in Halloween 1 and 2, or the Rob Zombie?
Yeah. She played the role of Sherry Moon Zombie.
Yeah, that's it. I told you guys. So, and oh man, and now Kathleen Kinmont, she's dead. They reanimate her, and then like Bruce Abbott, like he's trying to hook up with that Fabia, that beautiful Italian actress who does the same thing Kathleen Kinmont does. She was in a movie in '88 called Summer School with like Mark Harmon and Kirstie Alley, and she's on the beach. She's about to take off her bikini because she's from Italy. I guess they do that on the beach. I got to go to Italy. And then Kelly Jo Minter says, "Stop her, girl! This young girl. This ain't the Riviera." It's like, so she teases us, but whatever. So Abbott hooks up with her, and then he like loves this patient, but then like Kathleen Kinmont, dead girl reanimated. She sees him with her and like, what? Oh, even in death, a woman gets jealous and like, whoa, yeah. So like that dead girl, she meant nothing to me. See, you're alive, so you're the one I want now. Yeah, and and poor doggy. You got to worry about any animal you see in a reanimated movie. You just know that they're not going to make it, and that's too bad. And the doctor, the headless doctor or whatever, he's not, well, he's got his head, but he doesn't have his body, or his body doesn't have his. But yeah, hello, ladies. They didn't give that. They didn't really give him much to do in the second one. They like, okay, hey, other doctor, put some bat wings on my fucking neck, and maybe we'll show me in a couple of scenes later on that don't look too great. But he was underutilized. And that's all I remember. What do you think, Brian? Bride of Re-Animator.
Overall, out of all of them, I mean, it's not my favorite. It's okay. It's definitely a slow burn. Clearly, the entire budget went to the set and all the effects.
Great set, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you rate the movie? Like, what would you say this is? From myself, I say, I don't know, maybe a 5 out of 10.
Oh, so that's
more like a 4 for me.
Really?
It's like the same as part 1. It's just you get to see Kathleen Kinmont's boobs for a moment, so that's nice. It's just 6.5, 7 out of a 10. It's
okay.
It's a decent horror movie. Great sets. I loved that house that they're in.
I give it 5 perms out of 10.
Okay, that's all right. There you go.
5 perms out of 10. Nice.
I like the first one better, but it's not as good, but it's still a decent horror movie. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wouldn't not recommend seeing it. Give it a look. See.
Yeah,
and,
you definitely.
I just the beginning starts like the two doctors are like, we're volunteering. We're Doctors Without Borders during in a South American Civil War, and for some reason there's this hot Italian woman who's also in this war fighting. I don't think they explain that, but okay. Sure.
Oh my!
Yeah, you find a cause, you go.
In the words of many Italians, ciao bella.
Yeah. And see Summer School. That's also one of the movies that helped me get into horror, and it was through comedy with the Chainsaw and Dave, I think, and Bo Starr was in that from Halloween 4 and 5. But that movie definitely also helped get me into horror even more. So there.
Yeah, we next episode let's touch up on
we're not going to watch fucking Mac and Me.
Hey, if I picked a movie, we're watching Mac and Me.
Oh God, why do you?
That's a horrible fun movie.
Jamie will not pick the next film that we cover.
Yeah, that's Jamie,
right here,
not good.
Live on the Demented Forever podcast on YouTube. Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe. Follow us on all the social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, and
yeah.
Until then, until the next episode, my friends, stay demented.